So you understand that you have a supreme kind of universal mind, which some people call God, some people call Hari Jivan. That's up to you. But there's some kind of cosmic force. Okay, that cosmic force comes through you to your conscious mind. That's the mind you use to sort out reality. Between the supreme conscious mind and your everyday conscious mind, there's a structure called the subconscious mind. Okay? The subconscious mind, we're going to spend a lot of time discussing. All problems essentially originate from the subconscious mind. The intellect, that's my mind, releases 1,000 thoughts per wink of the eye. So it's just, you can't turn it off. It's just like a computer. It's constantly releasing thoughts. And when does it stop releasing thoughts? 17 days after the breath leaves the body. You ever unplug your computer and the thing just keeps buzzing? It takes a little while for the thing to shut down. That's why every tradition has some kind of spiritual ceremony when someone dies, is because they want to direct the being in a positive direction. So after the breath leaves the body and the person dies, the mind keeps clicking away. And it's going to click away in the habitual direction it's accustomed to, which is why we want to set it in a positive direction. Okay? So the mind is releasing these thoughts constantly. And where do these thoughts go? The thought can only do two things once it's released by the mind. It can either become a feeling, or the thought can go into the subconscious. So it becomes a feeling or gets dumped in the subconscious. Okay, the feeling can become an emotion, or the feeling can go into the subconscious. The emotion can become a desire, or it can go into the subconscious. The desire can be fulfilled, or it can go in the subconscious. Okay, all the 1,000 thoughts that are clicking away, very few of them make it to a feeling. So they get thrown into the subconscious. So the one that gets passed into the feeling, that can get thrown in the subconscious, subconscious, subconscious. So you get the idea. The subconscious is constantly getting loaded up with these thoughts, feelings, emotions, and desires. Because it's rare for a thought to go through the process of feeling, emotion, desire. It's like FED, right? Feeling, emotion, desire, to action. Right? And then, of course, you have to deal with reaction. Okay, so the subconscious is getting loaded up. And what's happening to all those thoughts get loaded into the subconscious? Are they in your control? No, because that's outside your conscious awareness. They're going to do whatever they want. And they're going to get together and they form personality patterns, they form physical expressions, they form phobias, fears. They create whole kind of governments and they run all, who knows what they do in there. And I always like to explain this by mentioning that, remember that documentary series, The X-Files? There's a Russian nuclear sub, and the guy falls into the nuclear waste part. And then it becomes a problem because the sub has some mechanical problems, so it lands in Philadelphia. And it's not a human being anymore because the nuclear waste has kind of transformed him, and he kind of slides out through the pipe into the sewer system in Philadelphia. That's a show about the subconscious. It kind of creates its own kind of monster-like form, and then it slides into who knows what. So Kundalini Yoga is about going into the subconscious and cleaning it out. And you hear Yogi Bhajan refer a lot to this. I'm the garbage collector. We're going to clean out your garbage. We're going to get rid of the subconscious dirt. We're going to get rid of the subconscious blockages. It's a natural kind of part of the human anatomy, the subconscious, and it needs to be kept clean. If it's not kept clean, what happens is then the subconscious starts to overwhelm the conscious mind. And let's go into that. So you have a 4-cycle pressure filling your subconscious, right? The thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, the desires, all loading up the subconscious. If you do not meditate, do not consolidate, do not have the energy to bring yourself to pratyahara, which is kind of the 0 point, you're inviting danger. You know that word? Danger. The danger is that when your subconscious gets overloaded, it starts unloading into the unconscious. Okay, what's the unconscious do? It tells your heart to beat, it tells you to breathe, it grows the hair, it grows the body, it keeps the whole blood circulating. All these things are outside your conscious control, right? That the unconscious is supposed to take care of all that stuff. Okay, if the subconscious gets overloaded, it starts dumping into the unconscious, and then the unconscious starts to go a little haywire, right? The heartbeat doesn't work right. Or I have some kind of abnormal growth that's happening here. The body starts to not function correctly because the unconscious is being, corrupted by the subconscious influence. And that's where you get the notion that all disease has a mental component to it. Which doesn't mean you don't need to treat the physical part of the problem. But it starts with a subconscious overload into the unconscious, and the unconscious starts to malfunction. Okay. Once the subconscious gets overloaded, starts unloading into the unconscious, your capacity to think, to work, to be smart is gone. Then you are an emotional zombie. Okay, then he describes what people are like in that state. People in this state become sexually very active, socially very active, personally very active. The outcome of these habits is masturbation, too much talking, too much partying and drinking, too much sexual activity, and undesirable perversions. Why? Because you're trying to relieve the pressure that the subconscious is putting on the unconscious, and so you try some kind of activity to get out of that pressure. So all these kind of perversions and destructive behaviors are just trying to escape that inward pressure that the subconscious is putting on the system. Okay?